Hey everyone, and welcome to the replay. Thank you for joining me today. I know that the replay viewers are not catching this live, and although I would love to have you with me next time, just remember that you can kind of scrub through and forward through some things. I may have some sort of housekeeping things in the beginning and waiting for people for question and answer, but if you have a question for me, please be sure and type replay if you're watching it on the replay, and then your question, and I'll try and get to it the following week is when I will answer those questions. So welcome everyone who's joining us live. Again, I'm Kristen with Good Knit Kisses, and I teach on YouTube, and now obviously I'm going to be starting to do some live tutorials on Facebook. And we do knitting and crochet and loom knitting and any other crafting and fun crazy recipes maybe. So hey Ellie, welcome. Oh my goodness, she's becoming my little regular girl. Woo, give me little hearts. Love it. I would give you a heart back. This is your heart. Boom, boom. So thank you for joining me again. If you're going to catch me on the replay, or if you want to just catch my attention, you could say live really big and then say the question, or say question really big, and that way I can kind of catches my eye. But on the replay, if you'll write replay and then your question. Today we're going to talk about knitting and yarn, and that's kind of the topic for today. But I really wanted to kind of focus on Ravelry. Now it is a social media tool, but I really wanted to focus on it today so that we be able to, hey Joanne from Maine. Oh, you're from Maine. Okay, I didn't realize that. I'm so glad. You came on kind of towards the end yesterday. So I'm happy to see you here catching me live. Sorry, it's kind of a randomosity of time. For the next few weeks while my kids are not in school yet, I'm not as consistent as I'm going to try to be when they start back in the fall. Hey, Juanita from Maine. Oh, we got a couple of people from Maine. Hey, Andrea. Welcome, welcome. And again, type your name and type where you're from in the chat. And if you're new, tell me you're new. Give me some love buttons if you're my return people, or give me some thumbs up if you're happy to be here. And just be interactive with me. This actually works best for you when you interact with me. That's what I love about the live feed. But of course, on the replay, I love having you too, and I do check that back. So just to kind of go back over this, what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to, before I post the next week, I'm going to start doing this more tomorrow, but I will watch through the replay from the week before for that day's topic. And then, ooh, I got my regulars coming on with the hearts. Love it. I'll go back through that topic and make sure I didn't miss a question, and then I will address it that week. So, hey, oh my gosh, hey. So Colorado girls, and you made buddies with Tam, and I always forget to say your name right, because it's like I have a brain block at Elena. Oh, okay, tell me again. Okay, Monica, and yes, and you're from Frisco, Monica Crane. Thank you so much. And Monica replied, does anybody follow me on my personal, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the middle of the screen so I can read your comments, but I'm doing it sideways today so that I can show my screen better. But anyway, the camera's over here. Sorry. Does anybody follow me on my profile? I know that you guys are watching me on my page. Alina. Okay. Welcome, Alina. Welcome. Okay, I'm so glad you're here. And anyway, but if you follow me on my profile, sometimes I post like public stuff. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I post like for friends only, or not acquaintance. You know, people who aren't people who are not acquaintances will see it anyway. But I posted a picture this morning, and it was about YouTube. I had gotten a comment, and it kind of hit Alina, it kind of hit a chord with me. It wasn't a really bad one, but sometimes I get like, and when I say I mean like a lot of YouTubers get these kind of things. And in social media, you see it. I mean, no matter who you are, you'll get like these really rude comments. And if you're trying to give a tutorial for something, sometimes people get frustrated from their pain point, and so and they don't know what to do, so they just come off as really mean or jerkish. So Sperry, Oklahoma, I don't know where Sperry is. I'm gonna look that up. Welcome, Debbie. And anyway, so I posted something. You'll have to go and check that. And I wrote this big long thing. And it might seem like a rant, but really I just want to encourage people to, if you decide to go into doing anything like this, that just remember that people respond from their point of pain. And if you try not to respond in kind, then and if you're kind instead of responding in kind as they did, then things will get better and you can actually help solve a problem. Good morning, Lori. Lori. All right. I'm trying to think of, now I see the Oklahoma and then I say Lori and then I think of the musical that has Lori in the musical Oklahoma. Oklahoma. All right. Enough of that. Okay. I'm going to log into, hey, Carol's in. All right. Hey, Carol. She was trying to text me and my text messages, I can't even see from my computer right now. Let me pull it up. Oh, you just simply said, okay. Okay, I finally got it up. I was having some computer issues. It took me a little longer this morning. Router went out last night. Nice. So, hey, Nessa, good morning. Okay, so when you see, this is Morning Carol here. When you see Good Knit Kisses post, that is Carol posting. So, oh, you love it, Lori. Remind me, Lori, where you're from. Do you? Oh, do I know how to knit left-handed? No, but I do know how to make a video that's knitting, and then I can mirror the video and flip it and show you. Also, Sperry is just north of Tulsa. Oh, awesome. Anyway, but if you are left-handed, by the way, everything that you see here is apparently reversed, and I did not know when I put my book title up yesterday, but when you see it on the screen, when I flip it in a minute, when I go to the rear-facing camera, it will be correct. Anyway, so the thing about mirroring and left-handed and right-handed, first of all, some people who are right-handed may work left-handed or vice versa. Good morning, Eileen from Toronto, Canada. Hello. So we are talking about left and right-handed at the moment, and so for knitting videos, for if you are left-handed, there's simply not enough videos out there. I'm sorry. It's hard because for the percentage of the population there's just right-handeds and left-handeds, we tend to think on which side we work, right? So we tend to produce stuff like that, and then it's not until someone has a problem, has a pain point for themselves, that trips them up and they're like, I'm left-handed, I need help. So sometimes, oh, you don't know how to knit left-handed. Okay. So anyway, I have to be reminded of that and then remember to flip videos. So I have a problem remembering to do that. What I'm trying to do, guys, is like, so if you see a video and you're like, Kristen, can you flip the video the other way? Just tell me, give me the link of the video and let me know. Now, if it's a video that has words across it, I don't mean auto captions, but if it has words across it, I may have a harder time doing that because it may be so old that I can't just flip it without making all the words reversed. But I'm trying now to, in certain spots, not have text on my screen so that I can flip the video easier. Okay, you're left-handed and knit left-handed, but learn from a right-handed person. It makes it easier for you to watch tutorials. That's great, Andrea. Or Andrea, yeah, that's great if you can do that. Hey, Nessa, oh, you're in Scotland? Oh, awesome. I just made some Scottish shortbread cookies just the other day. You'll have to tell me if it's authentic because my friend said it was a recipe that was handed down in her family for years and years and years from Scotland. So anyway, I digress, y'all. Squirrel. But anyway, if you can learn how to knit the other way, it's okay. But you know what, man? I don't make anybody have to learn it my way. Unfortunately, some people have decided not to knit or crochet because the other person teaching them couldn't teach them from their handedness, and that's unfortunate. Here's a clue. If you will, or something you can do, if you can take your phone or your computer, I don't know how you'd manage the computer, or get a mirror or something, you can actually take it and mirror your own image by actually setting it in front of a mirror, either taking the image to the mirror or bringing a mirror to it. Pause the video, then study it. It is a little more cumbersome, but at least you can do it. Unless you have a program that allows you to download the video, which I really do not want you to do. I don't want you to do that. That's copyrighted content. I mean, if you're using it for personal use, I totally understand. And then you can flip the video. If it has words, though, it's going to flip all the words. Okay, only butter, flour, and castor sugar. That's what I do. Yeah. I don't know the castor sugar. Maybe that's a certain word I'm not familiar with. I've seen that word, but I'm not sure I'm familiar. Yeah, most times combined with ADD, not always. Oh, how would you start knitting when you're left-handed? Okay, so on videos knitting, okay, you're holding it. My hands here are gonna look opposite to the way I'm holding them. So I'm gonna say the right word. Okay, it's actually it might be easier for y'all if I showed you. That is a really interesting thought. I mean, hold up, I just had an idea. Oh my gosh, I could knit something left-handed and show you, and I can knit it right-handed and show you on a live video, and it would look left-handed to you. Wow, boom. Okay, I don't know why that seems like such a thing to remember, but anyway. So, normally, right-handed, you actually hold all the major knitting on your left hand. On the video it looks flipped again. And then I'm working the stitch. I'm working my right needle I work the stitch, and then it loads onto the empty needle, okay? And then that empty needle on my right hand, which is left on the screen, gets loaded up, okay? So I drop the stitch on one. Basically, you're dropping a stitch. When you work a stitch, you're making the new one onto the other needle, and then you drop the old one. Now, if you don't drop it, it's like you're adding an extra stitch or you're knitting below, because the next round you're going to accidentally knit that one. So that I just answered that question on YouTube last night, because you can create a hole in your work. You're still a hero in her eyes, Ellie. You said please do a tutorial on here. Okay, by the way, guys, girls, the 23rd, August the 23rd, check your calendar, but I think that's the Wednesday. Maybe it's the 24th, whatever the week is of the 23rd and 22nd, or whatever the Wednesday is for knitting. I'm going to do a live yarn. I'm going to do a live knitting tutorial. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll flip the screen down, turn it down, and I'll have my hands going, and you can ask me a question, and you can even go, hey, back up. So I want you to get prepared. So it's not next week on Wednesday, it's the week after. Okay. If you're watching the replay, you'll have to check dates. And then gather, I use a super bulky 5 and a number 15 needle. Now, if you want to use a lower number needle and lower number yarn, then do that. Just if you don't know and you're buying something, grab the yarn you want to use, check the needle size, and use that, and you can kind of dial it up or down, okay? Use what you have in your stash. If you go with bamboo or like something like that, it's going to have more drag on the yarn, and it won't slip off as easy. I know a lot of my audience is people who aren't expert knitters, and you might be. If you're an expert, please tell me. But a lot of people who tune into me are beginner knitters, and they either loom knit before, or they crochet before, or they've never done any of it. So actually, if you guys will type in the chat, write beginner or intermediate or expert for me. Would you do that? Okay. Beginner would include like if you've already started. If you're absolutely new to knitting, would you please like type that in, like say new knitter or something, and like you haven't started. So anyway, if you'll have your needles and your yarn, and you could get a stitch marker, or you could get scissors if you wanted to. So anyway, that's not next week, that's the week after. And then anyway, so I don't know if I answered that left or right handed question. I got like sidetracked. But so you're constantly moving from one to the other, whichever you're more comfortable with. And depending upon the type of style, I'm not trying to be technical here, but depending upon the type of style, whether you're throwing, or you're doing continental, or you're flicking, or there's different keywords that people use for how they knit. Man, I'm not getting like comments. Oh, golly bum. Oh, I was not scrolling and I was stuck on some old comments. I'm so sorry. Y'all must have been talking to me. Hold on, August 24th. I'm sorry. What will I be knitting? I'm just going to knit up a sample. I mean like straight up. Now I could, if y'all have something specific that you want me to have, I'll see if I can work up a sample like in pattern or something. I have a project going, but I can't show it yet because it's for a special thing. I'm trying to think what I can show you. Say the needle size again, US 15. Hold a second. This size, oh, okay, that's a 19. Don't do a US 19, which is a 15 millimeter. That's too big. Okay, this is a okay. This is a 15 and it's a 10 millimeter. So if you need that, it's a 10 millimeter or size US 15. This is from Wool and the Gang, and it's like a rosewood, and it's really slick. Now, if you tend to be a if you want the drag to keep it from falling, then do that. Like if you are a loose knitter, then do that. If you want something to be slick, then you want to get like either a plastic or a metal. Never left-handed. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's just go. We do have, okay, we have an intermediate, beginner, intermediate to expert, never knitted left-handed, expert, expert, armpit knitter. That's Carol, y'all. I'm sorry, I'm behind in my comments. I can cast on and do half of a first row. Advanced beginner, Joanne. Okay, yeah, thanks, Denise. Okay, I'm caught up. I'm so sorry. I apologize for that housekeeping. By the way, if you're just tuning in live, we're talking about knitting, and right now we're talking about a live knitting event 2 weeks from today. And no, knitting and crocheting is not the same. I'll get back to that. And okay, knitting has 2 needles. These do not match, okay, or more. We can talk about that. And then crochet is with like a hook. So that's the simple thing. Oh, we go to the same hair lady, Megan Cobb. She rocks. Y'all like my fake red? This is not my real hair color. Squirrel. It's your fault, Susan. Oh, I'm sorry. So, you love to crochet. Awesome. Okay. Y'all, I've got myself off the track. I'm sorry. I'm a little squirrely today. Let's take a coffee break, shall we? Okay. Anybody ready to talk about Ravelry, or do you want to keep talking about the knitting stuff? You're laughing at me now. Y'all give me some hearts if you love that it's okay. I get a little ADD on you. Never been tested, but I feel like as I get older and more crafty, I get more that way. Yeah, the ha-has are good too. Rock that red. Yeah, so I was born, I had, yeah, we should get together and knit. Oh my gosh. Susan, write to me, Kristen, you got to spell my name right, Kristen, at goodknitkisses.com. Write me and tell me you want to come to my group and that you go to Megan Cobb. Like, remind me. That way I know, like, anyway. And then we'll chat back and forth. I have a knitting group at my house. You're invited. Not everybody. But it's first and third Monday nights at 7 p.m. And it's going to start the third Monday of September because the first Monday is Labor Day and I'm not going to do it that day. Okay, awesome. Now you want more coffee. Yeah, everybody go grab some coffee or tea. Promise to come back. It is 10:42 in Central Texas. North Texas. Why did I say Central Texas? Okay. Ravelry, are we ready? Everybody ready? Okay. Type in your questions if you have a Ravelry question. You're tested ADD. Okay, awesome. Well, I'm not, but I feel like I should be. Okay, I'm going to flip my screen and I'm going to let you see me logging into Ravelry. Now, what you're going to also see is you're going to see, I'm just warning, you're going to see, oh, by the way, for the replay people, be sure, if you're just tuning into this and you scrub through some of that, be sure and write replay and then your questions so I can get to it next week. You're sipping iced coffee. Wow. I love, you know, I hear a little trick. I love hot coffee. Ready for what? We're going to look at Ravelry.com. If you're near a computer, you can pull up another browser, whatever you want to do, and pull that up. And then, anyway, but I like hot coffee, even in the summer. It's like 100 degrees out. I want my coffee hot because I like it for my voice. It's a thing from being a singer. I used to do opera. Oh, ADD, I was talking about my hair. I used to be white blonde hair. And then it kind of started doing this dark golden blonde and it sort of was brownish. So I was like, hey, let's go red. All right, I'm going to flip the screen. Here we go. And you're going to see on Ravelry what a pro site looks like. So it'll have some extra features. All right, hang on. Did it lose you for a second? I accidentally hit the wrong button. Oh, you're being a smart aleck. You tease. Okay, let me flip the video. Are y'all catching me? Because I accidentally hit the wrong video for a second. Y'all give me some love real quick before we go on because I hit the wrong button. I want to make sure y'all are still there. Okay. All right. So if you are watching the replay, I hope it didn't cut out on you. Squirrel. Okay, good. So, y'all, I hit the finish button. Oh my gosh. Bad mistake. I thought I was hitting the flip. Okay. Y'all love my crazy, right? You know, that's the thing about doing life together. You get to see each other's crazy and love each other even the more. Okay. It's good. It's good, right? Okay. All right. Flipping. All right. Okay. Now I got to reposition. Sorry. I didn't reposition before. Hold on. You can see, look, this means type B personality. Look at those tabs. And I probably have like a ton more browsers up. Okay. Let me see if I can get that. Okay. Sorry. That was my computer tooting, not me. All right. And if I had to go in closer, y'all tell me. All right. So this is Ravelry.com. Okay. And oh, weird. Okay, my thing is focusing in and out. Let me see if I can fix this because I don't want it to go crazy on you. Hold on. It's making your image go in and out, and that's not okay. Okay, it's not pulsating anymore, right? Hold on. Oh, gee whiz. Okay, come on now. I'm so sorry. This is one of the first times I'm doing this, so I'm trying. I don't know what my my phone is like autofocusing. Is it too irritating? Shoot. Pardon me, guys. Technical difficulties. I need like one of those like bloop screens. Okay, so we're gonna just log in. You have 15 windows. Yeah, that's it with 100 tabs. Yeah, that's why I had computer problems yesterday. Okay. Here we go. So I'm going to log in. I've got my username and password. I'm on Ravelry.com. If it's too irritating at focusing in and out, please tell me the focus is bad. Okay. So this is Ravelry. It's like social media for handcrafters. Okay. So when you come in, it says, "Where my stitches at?" I want to hear them go, bitch. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, it's got your community stuff when you first log on. It tells you how many Ravelers there are online, and you can do a quick search over in this area for patterns. So if all you're doing is coming on just to get pattern ideas, then go for it, and that's all you need to do. Some of the benefits of this, well, there's not just some, there's a lot of benefits, and you can kind of go crazy on Ravelry all day, or you can just get in and get out. Most of the time, I get in, get out. If you want a community edited guide, this wiki thing, there's a link here, and getting started in a help forum, and you can kind of get lost in forums, so go there. Tell me if you have questions, because there's too much to cover. But does anybody want to know about being a designer on there, having a pro, or publishing your own patterns? Because if we do, I might need to make a separate video on that. But anyway, so let me kind of start on these tabs here. So we've got my oh, sorry, something happened. I had a pop up. My notebook has your projects and your stash and your queue and favorites and friends and all this other stuff. But like, check this out. So stash means this is what you actually literally have in your stash, and then your needles and hooks are what you actually have. So like, let's go into needles and hooks. So if I click on that, I can actually go in here and write what I've got. And sorry, I just had a warning come up. Let me punch that. So I can actually put in here what I have, and so I can click on one cell, and it says, like, it recognizes, I'll read this out to you. It recognizes that I added a size 2 10-inch straight needle, 2.75 millimeter, and I can add how many I have. So if I want to go through and I'm looking at this and I'm like, oh, well, I have a 19 with a 15 millimeter, then, and it's straight needles, I'm going to come over here, and this is about a 14-inch, so I'm going to come down here until I see 19 and 15. So this is a 14-inch straight needle in this category, and I come down here and I find 19, which is the US, and then the 15 is the millimeter, and then I click on it and I go click, and then I hit add. So I have 2 of them. Now if I want to make a comment like, this is clover, bamboo, then I can add a comment and I can say Clover, oops, my keyboard's off, Clover Bamboo, okay? So I've got that and I say okay. And I can click on again and hit copy. And so when I can click on the number 2, I can do paste, right? And so I can say okay, okay, and then I close it. And then now it knows that I have that many needles. Now let's move on. I've got this needle here, okay? And I know see, it's got this little thing on the end here. This is a Wool in the Gang set. And then this is also also a straight needle, and it's a 14 inch. So I go through the 14 inch and I find the needle size, which I know it's a 15 and a 10 millimeter. So I'm gonna click on that. I'm gonna say I have 2, and I'm gonna comment. I'm gonna say Wool and the Gang Rosewood, right? And then I can select all and then copy and then click on the other comment and hit paste, and then now I say okay, okay, and it's there, and then I close it. See how now I have 2 needles up on here, and I can go through my stash. In fact, here's some more. So I've got my grandmother's needles, so I can do my inventory, and then like these have a number 5 on the end, and I've got 2, and it's also straight. So I'm going to go down here to the 5, click on the 14, and do the same thing again. Let's see what this one is. I think this is a boy. Anyone identify? It's blue, it's steel, and the tip, I think it's boy. So I'm going to go ahead and say it's a boy. No, it's not paused. I'm doing a tutorial. Can you not see it? So this is boy. And it's a blue, we'll just say metal. Okay, and then I'm gonna select it and then put it here. So now I've got these 2 in my stash. Whoops, and I accidentally added an extra, so I'm gonna click delete, right? Do you wanna delete it? Yeah, I do. And then I close it, okay? Okay, hi, can you see me? Everyone's saying that it's, okay. Golly bum, really? So it flipped it? I mean, like, it was frozen? Can everybody give me, like a thumbs up if you see me, or a heart or something? Okay, so I was flipped the screen and I was looking at it. I was pointing with my pointer and showing you how to do it. So if you're able to scrub back on the replay, let me know. Can I flip the screen again and we try one more time? If you want me to try it again, I'm going to show you how to add needles to your stash on Ravelry. If you'd like to add needles to your stash, click right stash. Okay? Okay, you did see me, Monica. Okay, I wonder what happened. If anybody wants me to try it again because maybe their end was having a difficulty, just write stash. Anyway, was that helpful to you, Monica, about learning how to add to your stash? Well, actually, this is not your stash. This is needles and hooks. Okay. You see it too. Okay. You saw most of it. Okay, good. I'm so sorry. Well, that's obviously a buffering issue, something like that. So good, Monica, good. Okay, so the first, I'll just talk about it before I go flip back to it, but the screen that I was on, okay, so I went in Ravelry, I went to my notebook, which is on the left side of the page, and then you've got all these tabs at the top, right? And then once you click on my notebook, you can click on projects, hand spun, stash, queue, favorites, friends, groups and events, needles and hooks, library, message box, blog posts, contributions and purchases. All those things are in there. Lots of goody stuff in your notebook, okay? I suggest that you go in and you really explore. You know, obvious, oh, and back to buffering. Gosh, darn it. What can I do? What can I do? I don't know what to do. Hopefully you can catch it on the replay. Hey, Marnie, welcome. Hopefully we're not having buffering issues with you. Anyway, if you are catching me on the replay, write replay, and if you have a question, and I'll try and answer it next week. I won't be able to revisit Ravelry for another week because I will have to be doing a remote location next week. If you have a suggestion what you'd like me to do on the remote location next week, I can totally do that. I can do kind of an impromptu on the spot tutorial live if we need to. But I won't be doing like a full-on thing, like a longer tutorial. It'd be more like I'm just going to show you, and then the next week we'll work on it together. So if you're just watching me, in 2 weeks from today, we are going to have a live tutorial training on how to needle knit. And we'll be going through cast on, we'll be going through the knit stitch, the purl stitch, and binding off. And we'll kind of do a couple of different cast ons if we have time. That's a lot of stuff. Okay, back to Ravelry. So I was in needles and hooks in the My Notebook area, and then then I've got more tabs, and it says chart standard, and that's what I was on, adding my stuff. And then there's chart tiny needles, and then the chart for hooks and a detailed inventory. So I'm going to flip the screen. You guys, can you see me? Give me a love button or a like button. Okay, if you can see me. And if you can type, just tell me if you're ready to flip. You can say stash or whatever you want to say. And it looks okay, good. Oh, okay. It makes me nervous. I cling to that feedback. I've done so many things like in person, like performing on musicals and singing and other things like that, that like I have to have an audience. Like I have to feel like you're there. Okay, flip, Lori. Okay, wait, there's a question. Hang on. Is there any way I can knit without needle, or do I have to do it? You can knit on a knitting loom and you don't have to use needles. So if you have a hard time holding it, you can loom knit, and I can do a tutorial on that on another day. Tuesdays are our loom knitting days, so be sure and join me. If you're asking if you can watch the live without knitting, totally. You don't have to knit that day. It's just a, hey, if you want to join me and try it. And then the replay will be available in my video section. It should be in the video section for live, unless it has a live area on Facebook. I'm still learning where they archive it. I can also put any of this up on YouTube. So if anyone would like for me to put any of these live replays on YouTube, I can do them in their entirety or little snippets. If you want me to do that, type YouTube. Okay, I love engagement. Okay, ready to flip. I'm going to flip. I need feedback though if it's working. Please tell me if it's working. All right. Oh, bye, Ellie. Okay, Megan Cobb. You are a topic of discussion. Welcome. Oh my goodness. Hey, and hi Connie. Hey Alyssa. Okay. All right, I'm flipping. Megan, you caught me on a day. Oh yes, Susan. Yes, I mentioned you. Hey Candy Annie. Yes, I mentioned you and the lovely, awesome fake hair color, which looks so brilliantly mine. So anyway, you have been, thank you Marnie, you have been mentioned. I'm sorry, I said I was ready to flip. I apologize. Ready to flip. We're doing tutorial, Megan, so sorry, it's gonna not be anything on this beautiful hair you did. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we're on here. Let me know you can see me. I'm looking at a screen and it's got this stuff on it. I don't know if I can zoom in on this thing. Let me see if I can zoom in. Okay, is that better? And refocus. Awesome. Okay, so what I've got is I've got a chart here for standard needles, and then I have a tiny needles. Okay, these are for people doing like lace work and that kind of thing. Then I have a chart for hooks. Okay, that's your crochet hooks. And then I have a detailed inventory. Okay, and so this is detailing. I'm sorry for the focus in and out. Let me see if I can back up. It does that. Okay, so let me get rid of some of this behind here. This is, I'm sorry it's not focused in, but my phone is trying to zoom in and out. Okay, so this detailed inventory, this is like everything that I have put in on this video here with you guys. Thanks, Joanne. I'm so glad you can see it, Lori. Okay, so I'm going to go back to chart standard. I guess I can just say the standard chart, but that's how they've written it, chart dash, whatever it is. Okay, so I've got like 3 different needles put on here. I'm going to grab another needle. Hold on. Let's see if this monster, sorry, I'm having to really reach over. Look at that monster. Let's see if this is on here. This is a 50, you can't see it, but it's a 50, which is a 25 millimeter. Holy cat hair, Batman. Look at that. It's right there. Look at that. So this is a 10-inch needle. Okay, so this is a 14, this is a 10. Okay, so I'm going to go up one. See how I have to go up to this line because it's 10 inches. Okay, then I go to the 50 needle, 25 millimeter. I click on it. I say I have 2. And then the vendor, gosh, I don't remember who this is. It's probably Clover. Does anybody know this brand? Oh, goodness. Sorry, I'm Butterfingers. Does anybody know what this brand is? So I'm just going to say wood. I guess that's all I'll say is wood. And then I'll change it later because I can edit. And see how I've got 3 on here? So then I just click to delete that extra one, and now I close it. So when I close this, I can go over and see how the 2 appears here. And I click on detailed inventory, and now you see it listed under here. It says wood, and they're all in order. So you can actually click on, it says you can add new needles and hooks by using the chart view, and you can click that, or you can click and edit it over here too. Edit the comment, delete the needle, and then it says you can print a pocket card. So I'm going to print a pocket card, and then see how that looks there. And you can print this off and put this with, you can take it with you if you're going shopping, or download the PDF, get it in a PDF and put it on your mobile device. You can do whatever you want with it. All right. I think that was good for today, especially because not everybody was ready to see me look at computers, and because the buffering is bad. So you guys, whoops, sorry, give me a, sorry, I'm trying to fix the thing. I look like I'm tilted. Y'all give me some feedback and tell me you can see me again. And were you able to see that, or did it buffer and stop? I just see the last few comments on here. So while I'm waiting, I am so glad that you joined me. And again, if you want to catch any videos that I've done or will do on Good Knit Kisses, you'll go to youtube.com/goodknitkisses and go ahead and subscribe. And then you can actually click it again and get the email notifications when that goes out. You see me now. Yes, and you saw the screen. You know, it's real hard on this end to tell, like, if it's actually stopped, or if maybe someone's just seeing it and they're not seeing my hand moving around. And so it's kind of hard to tell. I'm going to work about being better at these videos and see if I can figure out a way to zoom in and stuff. So thanks for kind of helping me with these little growing pains. If you want, I can flip. Now that I know that you can see me, I can flip back. Let's see, we're 11:02. I can flip back and look at the stash and stuff. Oh, I'm going great. Hey, Nancy. Okay, so what else can I talk about? Oh, I'm going to just look at some yarn. Let's go look at some fun yarn. You want to shop? Let's go shop. Okay. Look at this goodie. Okay. If y'all can ever find something like this, get it for your house. I found this at an antique place and I talked them down, and I don't remember how much I got it for, but I remember at the time it was a good deal. Look, it looks like thanks Carol, looks like a little bird cage kind of thing. It's like a dome. You could put a cake under it or whatever, and then look at that. So I put some burlap on it, and then when I have some fun, really nice yarn that I get, I put it in here. So it's like a little cage. It's not, I put most of my high-end yarn here. It's not where all my yarn is. But like, I'm going to open this up and I'll let you see what I have. Oh, gee. Let me put it over here. Hold on. All right. So let's kind of open it up. Ba-da-da-dun. Hello. Okay. Here we go. So here is a pretty green one. Thanks, Lori. I've kept it in the middle of my table, my dining table, and actually it's really fun when people come over and knit. It's a nice little centerpiece. Pattern question. Already have the yarn. How to find the pattern, what I have enough for. Good question. Okay, so now you have, find pattern that I have enough yarn for. Oh. You're trying to find a pattern that takes the amount of yarn you have. Is that the question? Well, if you're trying to make something for the amount of yarn you have, that's kind of a difficult way to answer it. I don't think you can search for how much a pattern uses. I'm not sure I could answer that right here, right now, like that. But basically, I would search for something that takes one less than what you have. So if you have a whole bunch of something, then search, like if you have 5 of these, I would search for something that takes 4 of them, because what if it takes more? But also, you want to do a test swatch in the pattern that you do find in the stitch and the yarn and everything, okay? And then block it. And you can actually weigh that sample and then see how much of a surface area that covers. I'm giving you like a very quick rundown, but you can see what the surface area that covers. And then and when you weigh it, you can use a gram scale. I don't have mine handy, but I like to use a gram scale, and then you can compare it to what it was with the yarn. And if you forgot what the total weight, like if you forgot to weigh it before, just put this in. I put a bowl on, and then I start the scale, so it starts at 0, and then I put this and my sample, my knit sample, in to weigh it, and then I find out what the weight is, and then I remove the yarn or remove the sample to find out the difference, and then I see what surface area that took, and then I figure out from the total weight of everything I have and how much I can do, if that kind of makes sense. Do I go more by weight or yardage? Well, I can determine how much yardage was used by how much the weight was, and then I base it upon those things. And if you'll check my I have a tutorial on how to check your knitting gauge and figure out your yarn, your yardage. So there is a tutorial on that. I have a beginner series, and the very last video is on measuring. So go check that video out. And then if you have questions, write me on that video. And if you have a different username, just say, hey, it's Monica, and then ask me your question, okay? Annette, I think it would be so fun to knit with me. Yeah, Annette, it would be awesome. Okay, I'm going to show you. Sorry, I showed you yarn and then I stopped for questions. Okay. Alicia Goes Around, and this is a hand-dyed yarn company, and this is called Bevy, and she's in New Braunfels, Texas, and I got this, and it's squishy soft. It says Bevy of Swans, B-E-V-Y of Swans, DK, so this is a DK weight. It's a 50 superwash merino, 50 silk, so half superwash merino, and that's wool, and then 50% silk, and then it's 230 yards, and it's 100 grams. And then we've got stitches per inch, and she wrote SPI for stitches per inch. So 4 to 7 SPI, and then it's a hand wash, cold and dry flat. And if you want to check out her yarn, I don't have anyone sponsoring this video. I'm not really plugging someone. I'm just telling you about the yarn. It's Alicia, A-L-I-S-H-A, Goes Around, so G-O-E-S, around.com. So Alicia Goes Around. I guess she's going around and around spinning. So that's that one. And then this one that has a little bit of a duller feel to it, but it's like still nice and light. You can actually tell. This is actually Bijou. This is a Bijou spun Lhasa Wilderness, L-H-A-S-A Wilderness. It's a yak yarn. It's a quality yak fibers and yarn, and this is 75% yak down and 25% bamboo. So it's going to be good about wicking and all that stuff. But Bijou Basin Ranch, if you've ever, it's flipped. Let me flip the screen so you can see the leg bowl. Bijou Basin Ranch, anybody familiar with that? And we've got it at 250 yards, 2.7 ounces, and then they're showing 6 stitches per inch with a 4-inch needle. So this is where they're giving a suggestion. Now, whenever you see the suggestion, everybody knits different, so you might have to dial up your nail, your needle up or down. Okay, isn't that pretty though? They're out of Colorado, for our Colorado people. That's in Ebert, Colorado. Bijou Basin Ranch. It's B-I-J-O-U Basin Ranch. Here's another Bijou Basin, And this one is, I'm not seeing a color name, but anyway, isn't that pretty? Aren't these pretty? Give me a love if you love them. If you want to see them again or know more information. Here is one. This is another one from Bevy. Okay, and pretty. Look at this blue. It's real rich. It's actually more like a, it's a cross between like a dark teal and a midnight. Isn't that pretty? So nice. You're jealous, I know. Yeah, it's merino and silk, so that silk is feeling nice and smooth, and yeah, it's a smoother yarn, but it is a DK weight. And then this one, oh, here's more. Here's another one from Bijou Basin. See how it's got a little bit of a purple in with it, and then a little bit of a hint of a green. Yeah, love the blue. And then we've got a little bit of a plum in here, this kind of a taupe-ish plum, and then it fades into the blue. Fade to blue. Isn't that beautiful? Here's another one. This lady is local to me, and she works from home. Knitting Rose yarn. I'll flip the screen so you can see her logo. This is Knitting Rose yarns, and I'll flip it the other way. Okay, here we go. Isn't this pretty? I love it. Okay, this is a Budding Tracks yarn. It's bison down and merino wool, so 10% bison and merino wool, and actually has 350 yards, and it's a fingering weight. It's a sock weight or fingering weight. Okay, and then what else? And if you want to check out her stuff, it is so it's a super fine #1 weight. Yeah, isn't that pretty? Her stuff is knittingroseyarns.com. So knitting all spelled out, rose, R-O-S-E, like a beautiful rose. And anyway, she has other things too. I think she also has like one of those wooden eggs that you can put inside the toe of your sock and stitch up your sock. So if you need to get any of those, and I think I found her prices to be pretty reasonable on that. Here's another Knitting Rose. You have to look over after hubby. Okay, we'll catch you later. Check out this one. This is a really pretty purple. It's not quite an eggplant. It's got a brightness to it, but it's still a deep purple. Oh yeah, did you see my daughter? That's my other one that she's not on the camera as much. She's a little younger. So Nancy says hi. She's trying to find projects. But anyway, isn't this just yummy, yummy, yummy? I think it'd make a pretty shawl. This one is also...
Don't eat it, Mama.
Don't eat it, Mama. This is also the bison down and merino wool. It's only 10% the bison. And then it's 400 yards, and it's a sock fingering weight. And then it's 6 to 8 stitches per inch on a 1 to 3 needle size. So she's acknowledging that, like, you can get that stitches per inch, but it depends on your tension on the 1 to 3. So, any guesses on what the name of this yarn would be? It's not purple. Like, it's a creative name. So if you love it and you're like this, my precious. This is called Precious, my precious. So yeah, and she has, say hi.
Hi. I'm trying to find something, Mama.
Okay, well, I'll help you after we're done here.
Okay.
Anyway, so this, yes, so Megan, I'm sorry, yeah, that's her. I don't usually say her name, but she is, she has done some loom knitting. She's helped me do some crochet stitches, kind of one by one. But yeah, so very pretty color, yeah. Very pretty color. Love purple. Love purple. Here's another purple. If you like purple. Now this is going to be in the taupe, like let's say you've got like a something for going out at night. This is a pretty one. It's a very deep and matted down tone. And I think this is, let me see, look, I think it has viscose or something. Yeah. Hey Katie in Chicago. That's awesome. This is, okay, so this is Barocco, Captiva, and Metallic. I'm trying to find the content to confirm to myself. Okay, this is a blend. Okay, I'm going to read it out. It's got 45% cotton, 23% polyester, 19 acrylic, 12 rayon, and then 1% other. So whatever the other is, but it's a number 4 medium weight. I would really say it's more like a 3.5. Look how pretty that is. That's actually pretty true to the color. You're actually getting to see some of the sparkle on camera. So anyway, there's that. And that is 98 yards. So it's a smaller amount. Then I have a blue in the same, like a powder blue, but with a metallic. Then I have another one here. And then I've got this real pretty soft gold. Hey, Deborah in Colorado. Oh, you're on your way to the 1 Mile City. Awesome. We're going to
Colorado.
We're going to Colorado soon. Yeah.
On my birthday.
Yeah. We're going to Dolores, north of Cortez. So anyway, here's this one. What else? Oh, yeah. Ooh. What do y'all think of this one? This is Silver Sparkle Sock. That's what the name of the base is. It's 75% merino wool, and the color is called Watermelon Crawl. And look at that. Isn't that pretty? So I'm waiting for something to just speak to me on how I want to work this up. This one is giving me a conundrum on how I want to work it up. But it sure is pretty, right? And the person who made it is torn off. This one I think I got in a grab bag because I won it at Stitches last year. Yeah. So boho. Yeah. What else? 20% nylon, 75% merino wool, superwash merino. It's called Silver Sparkle Set. It's got like very, very fine amount of sparkle in it. It's a fingering sock weight. It will not felt and is machine safe. So let's see. Yeah, watermelon. I don't know if y'all can even see the sparkle. I'm trying to catch it. It doesn't sparkle a whole lot. It's just a fragment. It really doesn't. Anyway, it's nice and thin. It's a fingering weight. So watermelon. Last one I'm going to show you. I have lots more, obviously, but that's all. I can't show everything. Here's another one from the Knitting Rose. Isn't it just
Gorgeous.
yeah? All right, moment of silence for good yarn. So this is called Blossom Sock Yarn, and it says small dots, small dye lots, hand dyed in Texas. It's a superwash nylon, and that's 75-25, so wool versus nylon. 100 grams, 437 yards because it's a sock and finger weight yarn, and it's 7 to 8 stitches on a 1 to 3 size needle. The color is called Outrage! Outrage! Because it's so bright and beautiful. I am outrageously in love with it. How about that? I'm not mad at it. I can never be mad at you. Let's talk to our yarn. I can't be mad at you. What do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to be? Please tell me. If you listen hard, you can hear the clicking.
Mama, you're weird.
She says I'm weird. Y'all know what I'm saying. Haha, I was thinking outrage is appropriate for this election season. Okay. All right. Hang on. Here, this is what we need. This is what you need. This is what we need right now. Okay, back up. Oh. Okay, cuddle it. Just hide and cuddle. For the election season, don't think about the election. Don't think about it. I don't want to. Lots of bad options. Hey, babe. Okay.
What, Mom?
So anyway, yeah. So I know you couldn't help yourself, but oh, darn it. I dropped him.
Mom, I can do that for you now.
Let's have a moment of silence for the dropped yarn. Okay. All right. Y'all give me some love. I need some feedback, man. Give me some love if you enjoyed what you saw. True yarnies cuddle and talk to their yarn babies. Of course. Madam Watermelon, what do you want to be? Madam Outrage, what's up, Buttercup? Speak to me. Or we'll just watch Leia on TV while we knit something else and wait on Netflix.
Mommy,
This video for yarn may have to be censored. Yeah. Anyway, all right. I have thoroughly enjoyed myself. Clearly, need to do that. Get me some coffee. Again, if you're joining us on the replay, write your question, or just tell us where you're from. Tell us if you're new. Tell us if you just thought I was crazy or funny or crazy funny. I would love it. And in the meantime, have fun. And thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. And I hope you enjoy my daughter popping her head in. Y'all have a wonderful week. And I will see you again tomorrow for Crochet Day. Again, if you want to join us for Crochet Day and you didn't check out the video before last week, everyone wanted to know more about crocheting their jewelry. So I'm going to have a little mini tutorial. It's not really a mini, it's going to be kind of long, and it's going to be mostly my hands, and we're going to be working on crochet jewelry. So awesome, Monica. So if you want to learn how to do it, then go get it. If you want to do some beads and throw it on some yarn to test, if you don't have the supplies, no problem. No problem. Or if you want to grab your supplies and do it with me, that's fine. Or just watch and then watch the replay to actually do it and pause and do it again later. That's fine too. So yeah, no comment, Tammy. So, thanks, Katie. I appreciate it. So I'm going to leave you guys. Oh, you make my day, Lori. Thank you. I'm so glad. I really appreciate it. I'm crazy, cute, and funny. Aww. I love the feedback. It keeps me going. I feed off of it. So it's all about having fun with you guys, right? You girls. I say you guys. And then I say y'all. Can I make it my nine? From Texas, from the north. I don't know. So anyway. Okay. Have a great day. Happy knitting. I appreciate you. I hope you appreciate me. Be sure and like and share the page if you enjoy what you saw. Share it up, Buttercup. And we'll see you later. Bye, y'all.